Today I'd like to give a commemorative speech on the breaking of the 4-minute barrier. There's a man named Roger Bannister. He was a 4th-year medical student, so he was very busy with schooling and lectures to learn and prepare to be a doctor. He was preparing to be a neurologist in his field of medical, or in his particular field of school. And so, oftentimes he would have to skip lectures and miss lessons so that he could train to break the 4-minute barrier. Oftentimes, because he had to skip classes, he would have to remake them up at other times. So he was very busy, and this was a very lofty goal for him. Roger Bannister was a very athletic man and used his knowledge of anatomy and physiology to create new training methods that people had not used before to help him become a better runner than those previous to him. So what was important about this 4-minute mile barrier? Well, people had tried to break this barrier for 1,000 years, and no one had even come close until 1940s when someone ran a 4-minute, 1-second mile. People really still questioned it. Is the barrier going to stand? Is it going to stay? But Roger Bannister saw the potential that man had to beat this barrier. And so he trained with 2 of his friends and had a coach that helped him to attain this goal. One of his friends was a previously Olympic runner and would pace him for the first 2 laps. The second runner had a strong 3rd lap, and so he would use the pace of the second runner to pace him for his 3rd lap. And then he was to break away for the final lap and break the barrier. On May 6, 1954, this is exactly what he did. But after this, later years in his life, he was interviewed, and he said that this was not the most amazing thing he'd done in his life. It was not the most memorable moment. He said the most memorable thing was the research that he'd done. What kind of lofty goals did he set for his research? Just think about that for a minute. The things that I get out from Roger Bannister and what he did was that you need to set lofty goals. You need to push yourself. That's how you become better. And you can't be afraid to ask people for help, as he did with his friends. The last thing that I get out of this is that you need to work hard. You can't be afraid to work hard to reach your goals.